All right, so today we're going to work on two things. The first thing is learning how to heel. The other thing is going to be off. Heel, of course, is one of your most important skills because I see people all the time being drugged down the street with their dog pulling them, and it's not good for either the dog or the person. It does not make a walk very enjoyable. So we want to teach them how to use a nice loose leash. He walks very well on a harness, but today I'm just using his collar because he can feel it a little bit differently and it moves better than the harness does. But he does very well on a harness. Come here, buddy. So heel basically means come back to my side. So if my dog's pulling ahead of me, I'll say heel. Come here. Come. Heel. And round, and he resets to my side. Sit. Yes. When I stop and he resets to the side, I want him to sit. That's a safety precaution so he doesn't go ahead of me into a street if I stop at a curb or whatever. I want him to stop when I stop. It's all about synchronizing to me and my motions and where I go. Ready? Come here, buddy. So again, that heel, I put a treat in my hand and I point my finger. He can smell the treat. Good boy. Come on. I got to get him moving. There you go. Heel. Oh, he kind of went the wrong way that time. Come here. Heel. Come on. Come here. Heel. I want him to come toward me. That's it, right there. What do we do? Yes. Good boy. We want him to sit automatically. Ready? Come on. Heel. Comes around and resets. Yes. Good job. So, if you practice that inside a whole bunch and you get to the point where he's coming around automatically and sitting and coming around and he's really good at it, then you're going to take that outside and practice it outside. Then what happens, come here, buddy, is let's say I'm walking down the street and my dog pulls ahead of me. He's not going to do it. Come on, buddy. And I say heel, and he's going to come back, reset with me, and then we keep going. Come on. He keeps hearing noises, so he's distracted. Come on. Come on, buddy. That's it. But it becomes a very fluid motion. Come here. Look at me. Heel. Come here. Come on. Heel. That's it. So we keep walking. We heel. Come on. Yes. Good boy. Yes. Good job. That was excellent. You notice I keep the leash on this hand, and this is kind of like my steering. And I keep that as directing him where I want him to go. So that's how you teach him a heel. Now, on a walk, you don't always want to necessarily just go all the way around into a heel. Sometimes you can just be walking with him. Come here, buddy. Up here. He doesn't want to go ahead of me. That's a good boy. You can be walking with him and just say, back, and he'll just kind of back up so that you can catch up with him. That's just communicating with him throughout the walk. You want to constantly communicate with your dog on a walk. Saying heel, let's go, is used when they are lingering too long, sniffing too long at something. I usually give 3 to 5 seconds before I say let's go. You can also say this way if you're going to change direction, or quick if you're going to speed up, steady to slow them down. But again, it's all about communicating that you want them to go with you and synchronize to your motions. And that's what it's all about when you're walking a dog. Like I said, he does very well out in the real world, but we practiced first inside so he could kind of get the flow and figure out what the vocabulary was that he needed to do. All right, so I'm going to take him off the leash now. Now, the other problem that we have with Jake is he's a jumper. I'm going to see if he's going to put his paws up on that to try to steal some treats that are up there, because he tends to counter surf a lot and to check things out when he thinks nobody's looking. And then just kind of walk over here, see what he does. No, he's not going to do it, of course. What are you doing? What are you doing? try to get him to kind of come up on me because my hands are raised up. Where's those treats? Treats. So I'm going to put the treats right on the edge, see if that helps to entice him a little. No, you're being too good. He's looking at it and thinking. Come here, buddy. So if his paws were to come up like this, I don't want to encourage him to do it, so I'm not going to force it. But if his paws come up, you're going to say off, and you're going to point to the ground, off. As soon as all 4 feet are on the ground, yes, and then reward it. And he's really good about once he gets down or gets off, sitting and waiting. So you want to use off, don't use down, because down is lay down, and you don't want to confuse them. So it's off. Off is used for jumping up on a person, jumping up on furniture that they're not supposed to, chairs, whatever it may be, counters, etc. And it's off, point to the ground, reward as soon as all 4 feet are on the ground. With consistency and constant work, you can get to a point where he doesn't jump anymore. However, he's still a puppy, and as a young dog, they tend to jump till they're 2 or 3 years old at least, because they don't have that impulse control that's really ingrained in them. So it takes a lot of ongoing work, especially when they're very excited somebody walks in the door or whatever it may be, and that's when you want to practice the most. One helpful hint, put a leash on them, step on the leash, because then they do this. They can't jump up to the person and get all over the person. So anytime somebody's coming into your home, go ahead and put them on a leash, step on the leash, keep them under control. Then once he's calmed down, off, yes, good boy. There was a small example of it. Good boy. Yeah, that was a very good boy. Good job. Good job. But that's ongoing. You have to practice and practice and practice with that. He also sometimes will, if you have food in your hand, he'll kind of jump up and try to get it. Again, off and a firm no, because you do not steal food out of somebody's hand. I don't use no very often, but when I do, leave it. When I do, it's to emphasize something really important, like biting or stealing food or chewing on something that could be dangerous. Otherwise, I use that that you hear, and that way I'm communicating to him, but with a soft correction rather than a hard no. Good job, buddy. That was very good. All right. So that's it for today.